The doctor is in.
Hello and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at what a pandemic is. Essentially, the World Health Organization classifies the transmission of a particular disease as a pandemic. They take into consideration, among other things, the severity of the symptoms of the disease, the geographical spread of the disease, as well as how the disease affects society into consideration when making their decision to declare a particular outbreak or a particular spread of a disease as a pandemic. The classical definition of a pandemic needs us to understand first what an epidemic is. An epidemic is essentially the community spread of a disease agent at a particular point in time. And a pandemic is an epidemic which is much more widespread, which is beyond local and international borders and concomitantly spreads from or at different geographical locales. COVID-19 is not the first pandemic, and humankind has seen several since the 1900s. Let's take a look at some of them. The Spanish flu of 1918 is probably the most devastating in recent human history. What makes this particular outbreak and pandemic more deadly was the fact that it killed off a lot of healthy people with no specific pre-existing disorders. It infected almost a third of the population of the whole world at that time, and between 50 and 100 million people died. Then in 1957, there is the Asian flu, which claims about 1 million lives. In 1968, there is the Hong Kong flu, which also claims about 1 million lives. In 1983, we see the HIV/AIDS pandemic, claiming more than 30 million lives over a period of 30 to 40 years. In 2009, there's the swine flu, claiming 500,000 lives. And finally, we are here now in 2020 with the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you. See you next time on Doc Talk with me, Akhilesh.